Hey guys, it's Spaces Sins, and we are back with more My Next Life as Villainess. Continuing Alan's route, we kind of got cock blocked in the last one because it was just going on for so long. We didn't have a good place to stop, so we stopped as we started to get this CG, so we're starting on it. So, anyway, fought off Frederick. Alan's hand is bleeding, and now we're wrapping it up with our skirt, basically. I'm so sorry, Prince Alan. If I had been a little more cautious, you wouldn't have been this hurt. Oh, look at him feeling all embarrassed. It's my fault that I let my guard down after rendering Frederick unconscious with the atomizer. I should have done what Silva did and maybe tied him up. As I treat him, I feel even more guilty. Alan's hand is a hand that plays beautiful music. I recall Alan playing the piano and feel a sting in my heart. I'm so sorry if this makes you unable to play music anymore. I know how hard you've worked. You're a prodigy. I've known him since childhood. I've seen how much effort Alan puts into it. He worked hard to expand his talents, and I know how much Alan loves music. If it were to be taken from him...
Now do you understand how I feel?
Huh?
I got mad at you for being reckless, right? This is what I mean.
At first I didn't understand and gave him a blank look, but eventually I did. Oh, I see. When I bit Silva and when I taunted Frederick, the reason why Alan got so mad was... Now I get it. If I was reckless and got hurt, then he would feel the way I do now. If your friend got hurt because of you, of course you'd blame yourself. I realize I never considered Alan's feelings at all, and I feel even worse now. I'm sorry, Prince Alan. Seems I didn't get it at all.
So long as you understand, it's fine.
Aw, look at his little smile. Alan's voice is so kind that I look up, and there he is, smiling at me. It's a different kind of smile than usual. I feel like I've never seen an expression like that, and feel mesmerized. But then Alan immediately snaps out of it and turns away. I realize I feel disappointed to see his expression change so fast. I wanted to see that side of him a little bit more. Huh. When did I think like this? I have so much going through my head that I accidentally touch Alan's wound.
Oh.
I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, Prince Alan. I must have hurt.
Don't look like that.
But I really am upset to see Alan hurt. I hope Maria's light magic will be able to fix him without any scars.
There you go again with that long face.
I hear a sigh from above me. Then with his uninjured hand, he roughly messes up my hair.
You may be worried about me and my musical skills, but if I didn't protect you back there, I would have regretted it.
But you're a music prodigy, and more than anything, you're a prince. In comparison, I'm just a villainess with lame magical powers. It's obvious that Alan should be the one protected from injuries.
Ugh, you idiot. Of course you're more important.
Huh? But why?
What do you mean? I told you already that you're...
Huh? I'm sorry, Prince Alan. I couldn't hear you.
Ugh, you're so... Didn't I just tell you how important you are to me?
Huh? Alan shouts, and it suddenly gets quiet. Alan gasps, putting his hand over his mouth, and turns wreckage measure. Just fucking told you I love you, goddamn! So adorable. That was... I was just thinking that I'd rather be hurt than see Alan get hurt. Than see get Alan hurt. That's literally what that fucking said. Tim, what the fuck? Then, for him to say I'm important to him, is that because we're childhood friends? Clearly he meant it in a romantic way. Katerina, this prince loves you. I love the fact that Silva's over there like, oh, for God fucking sakes. He's in love with you, dumbass. Thank you, Silva. She wouldn't have gotten it otherwise. We need it. And I don't think Alan would have said, he would have been like, yes.
Alan would never have said it either. We really needed a third-party intervention, and it's so fucking funny. What? That is...
I gasp and look up to see both Silva and Maria standing there, looking embarrassed. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be in the way, but... Sorry for butting in on your moment. Seems like this girl can outtreat the prince. So, why don't you leave that talk for now and let her treat your hand? Right. Prince Alan, please have her look at you right away.
Right. Thanks.
Please, leave it to me. Maria says in her usual calm voice and starts to treat Alan as he awkwardly looks away. Maria uses her light magic to heal Alan's wounds. Ryle slowly approaches me. He's going to carry, but we got a memory scenario, so I'm going to jump to him and read that first. Awkward love? Awkward love? Oh. Wow, most of our memory scenarios are Ryle and Liliana, and that's so fucking bizarre. I was like, we got a lot of memory scenarios in this one, but half of them are them. So anyway, as I hold Liliana, who crumbled to the floor protecting me, I feel an indescribable heartache. Liliana, don't die, please. I want to see her smile again. Please let me tell her how I feel about her. I hold her close as I pray. The fading warmth of her body makes me realize that she's more precious to me than anyone else. Truth, I had no special feelings for her at the time of our marriage. Or, that's what I had thought. But looking back now, my foolishness is obvious. I have no right to love her. That was what I told myself. My heart never listened. The first time I truly recognize it, I think back to the time of our engagement, and before we were married. The noble Werder family considered magical power more important than anything else. And for me, born without an ounce of magical ability, despite being heir of the main house, my home was like a bed of nails. Through those relentless days, I gave my all to make them acknowledge me. I studied, honed myself, and started a business. If I earned enough money, the Werder family would have no choice but to appreciate me. We know how that worked out. The family was facing financial hardship from overspending on magical phenomena, first among them a chemical said to increase magical power. That's why I studied how to earn my own money. Several weeks after I began my work, my father passed away. I was intended to be the next head, but others in the family didn't approve, because of my lack of magical power. As always, someone without magic could never lead the Werder family. The opinion was practically unanimous, but some claimed the bloodline shouldn't end with me, and arguments ensued. Despite all the issues, the conversations always ended the same way. Still, I cannot agree to one without magical powers. I agree. I appreciate that he managed to refinance the Werder family, but we must consider the matter of magic. Magic this, magic that. Why are they so obsessed? Frankly, I wanted to scream. Were not for me, the whole family would have long since gone bankrupt. See, and that's the thing. It's not like you're not doing anything. And they're like, well, if you had magic, you'd be useful. But it's like, he's more useful than magic because look at all you fucks. You all have magic and you were driving the family into bankruptcy. Person with no magic got you out of that hole. But still, magic is better, Jesus Christ, people. It takes a special kind of stupid, and I feel like there's a lot of people that fit into the Werder family and the special kind of stupid. But despite my smoldering anger, I had no choice but to bear it. Levying the Werder family's legacy was a huge advantage. Losing it would cost me severely in profits. Despite my incomparable loathing, the name was a highly useful tool. The discussions suffered numerous delays, but finally it was agreed that I could become head if I married a lady with powerful magic. With naturally powerful magic. Liliana? I didn't know what she thought of the idea, but I was aware of her parents were opposed. I could hardly blame them. Who would want their child married off to a magicless hack? Despite my frustration, I needed to maintain my grasp on the Werder family name. I had no choice but to accept. I love the fact that it's an arranged marriage and, they're kind of forced into it, but, he's like, I kind of have to accept her. And she's like, yay, because I think he's sweet and wonderful. And, she's happy about it. But then he's like,
and I actually do love her. I'm like, oh, that's all you can hope for if your parents force you to be married. Not, yeah, no, sure, this is my life. Just doing my job and pretend like that you actually love the person that you're forced to marry. Because, like, I'm sorry, arranged marriages are kind of fucked up. And the fact that they still happen nowadays is seriously fucked up. Anyway. And so I became engaged to Liliana, a girl from one of the branch families. How did she herself feel about this? I met her a long time ago, but I hadn't once seen her since we had come of age. No idea what type of a person she had become. Yet for some reason I clearly recalled the time I protected her when we were young. The memory of her crying for me after those boys had insulted me stuck clear in my mind. They hadn't even been intended to hurt her. At the time I could hardly believe such a kind-hearted girl could belong to the Werder family. This abominable house, this den of demons, she was the exception, bearer of a truly kind soul. And yet I had no place in my heart for the sympathy of others. I had avoided her since. I knew well that the moment I met her I would find myself fawning over her kindness. So utterly convinced, and I did all I could to avoid talking to her except when absolutely necessary. In secret, I wished her all the happiness that her kind heart deserved. Think she would cry for someone like me. Shame she was made to be my bride. And he's over there like, oh, so sorry, I pity her for having to marry me. And she was over there like, yay! Oh, these two. The magicless Ryle Werder, shame of the family, to be expected to give birth to an heir with strong magic powers with such a man. Pressure must have been immense. And I accepted it, though I knew full well that my windfall would, in the same moment, become her doom. Deserve her. So I kept her from the grasp of high society. Were I to take her with me, she'd have to endure the shame of being the wife of a magical failure. I knew she'd be humiliated and jeered if she was made to participate in high society. At least I could spare her from that. Tiny atonement in the face of my grave sin. And everyone's like, oh, he loves her so much he hides her away. I feel like that should be a red flag. He should want to parade her around. Like, obviously, why he was doing it. We know now why. But everyone else should have been like, oh, isn't that romantically adorable? He loves her so much he locks her away. Precious. No, that's not. That someone call 911. Okay, that woman is entrapped. Like, just don't. But, like, we know why he's doing it. I won't take her because I don't want her to be subjected to humiliation. And she's like, he doesn't take me because he hates me. Aww. It's, again, the rich snobs who are really fucking stupid. God, these people are dumb. All the inbreeding, I swear. No, truth. I was simply afraid that if she were to take part in those parties, she would come to despise me as the rest did. Feared that more than anything. Maybe it was a simple fear that the one person who would cry for me might come to despise me too. Thinking back on it now, I had no idea what I was doing then. Simply making convenient excuses about atonement and letting her live a peaceful life. I'd even told my servants to grant any request she made. However, none of that could so much as scratch the surface of my debt. One person whom I wished happiness for was miserable. Unbearable weight grew by the day. So I began to avoid her, using work as an excuse. You finally came home, but you're leaving already. I'll miss you. Unfortunately, yes, I'm sorry. But my current project is entering the final stretch, so I want to be certain it all goes as planned. Tried to avoid all contact and intended to divorce her when things calmed down. She could find someone far better than me. Truly believed that. No matter how I tried, I just couldn't seem to let go. Oh, Lord Ryle, please help yourself to these while you're away. They say chocolates will restore you when you're tired. I've heard that these ones are popular recently. Oh, thank you. I'll take them. So my married life continued, paralyzed, neither able to approach nor neglect Liliana, who always endeavored to get closer to me. So my guilt only grew. Married life spun in a vicious circle. Nevertheless, Liana said she loves me. Straight, honest words. It was the first time I ever truly listened to her feelings. So, no longer ignore it. Ever since that day so long ago, She's always been special to me. Oh, why did you have to be like a cold-hearted bastard who was going to sell us all? Like, I understand his thought process. I'm not saying it's right. And I'm not saying, like, I feel for, like, I would also make that same choice. No. No. But, like, I understand why your hatred of magic would lead you to be like, fuck magic users and, sell people. The fucked up path that led you here. But, like, your family did suck. But, like, the rest of us don't, though. It's not fair. Also, I have really no magic. It's not fair at all. But still, like, it's just, you're just like, God damn. You're such a sympathetic villain. You're, like, the best. Lady Katarina, excuse me, but I'm going to carry Liliana to the infirmary. Her injuries are healed, but she's still lost consciousness. Sure, got it. We'll be on our way then.
Ryle gently picks up the unconscious Liliana. His gaze is that of someone looking at the woman he loves, and it looks similar to how Alan looked at me earlier. Aww.
So long as you understand, it's fine.
I remember, and for some reason my heart jumps. Huh. I see Ryle walking off to the infirmary, put my hand on my heart and tilt my head. Alan and Ryle had the same look, and Ryle was looking at his beloved wife. Then, what Alan said earlier, he meant it? Alan said I was important, and Silva said that he meant it romantically, but if Alan does see me that way... But Alan... he's an insensitive prince. Always honest. I thought he was far from knowing romance. But if what Silva said is true... My heart jumps again. Why am I so restless? I look over to Alan and his face is red, looking the other way. His expression is affirming Silva's words. I feel my cheeks gradually heat up. Oh, what do I do? I'm confused and can't really read my own feelings. I just want Alan's injuries to heal without scarring. Such thoughts go through my mind as I sit there. Poor Alan. See, that would have been the place, but it would have been like an hour and a half long part, the last one. It was like a long scene.
I messed up. As Maria heals me, I just let the words I spoke earlier circle my head. I can't look at either Maria, who was treating me, or towards Katerina. I just closed my lips tight to not let it show on my face that I was sweating inside. If no one was around, Katerina wouldn't have noticed my words. She was even about to say, as childhood friends. But Silva said it. He said romantic feelings. Katerina blushed in response. I can see in the corner of my eye that she's still flustered. Surely Katerina has also noticed my feelings. This is such a horrible way to have my feelings outed. My head must not have been in the right place with the injuries and everything. One wrong move and Katerina could have been stabbed by Frederick. So relieved I protected her from it. Just let it slip. I am lucky Jordo didn't hear that. And the only person who heard among our friend group was Maria. I look over at her and she's smiling while looking slightly troubled. Maria's gaze looks like she's being respectful and it makes me feel awkward. As soon as she's done treating me, I should act like it didn't bother me. And we were able to defeat Frederick, but the whole pirate debacle isn't over. I'm of the royal family. Even though I may not have handled it as Jordo, I have to keep it together. My job to protect my civilians. Can't let my guard down until we safely return to Sorcier. I tell myself that and I tighten my resolve.
A few minutes later...
Oh, I was gonna read that as fucking Maria. I'm completely healed.
With the treatment done, Alan opened and closed his hand as if to check it. Does it seem okay?
Yeah, no problem at all. I don't think it'll affect my piano skills. You're amazing, I owe you.
I'm so glad. I feel a sense of relief knowing that he's healed up.
Well, we should head over to the infirmary, too. I'm worried about Jordo and the others.
Don't worry, I heard the prince and the others are all awake now.
Really?
Yeah, go see for yourself.
Let's all go together. Prince Alan, it may be best you rest at the infirmary, too. It's not that bad. Well, just because you're healed, it doesn't negate the fact that you were in a fight. You were bleeding, so you must be tired. I'm so worried about Alan that I say this and that. Maria suddenly laughs.
It's the opposite this time.
I know, right?
Huh? What do you mean opposite?
Usually everyone's fussing over you, Lady Katerina. Well, I guess this is a good lesson for Katerina. Something as good has come from this injury. Ugh. To think of it, I know how the others always fuss over whether I've eaten from the floor or fallen out of a tree. Whenever we go to a party, everyone always worries whether I'll mess up in any way. And during this whole pirate debacle, I've made Alan worry many times. I guess I should feel some remorse. Hey, wait a minute! We're all hanging out, but weren't we in the middle of being caught by pirates? Just as I'm wondering about them. What's going on? Suddenly, we hear the sound of a bell and the mellow air vanishes in an instant. What just happened? I'm anxiously looking around when I see a pirate rushing out. Captain, a quid ship's approaching! Judging by their flag, I say they're the Royal Knights.
Royal Knights!
Quid ships. Oh, maybe it's thanks to the magic device that Alan used in Set's room.
We were this close to our hideout and they catch us. We're even in the fog and luck is still isn't on our side, huh? Thanks to some idiot going haywire, the vinculum is damaged quite a bit. Fighting up the quid ship would be too much. Unfortunately, this is where we're gonna have to call it. All right, men, abandon ship.
What? Are you sure, boss?
Idiot! Want to get caught? They're a pain to deal with. Let's get out of here. Hurry.
Yes, sir!
Pirates ran off. Alan, Marie, and I are left behind, and we just stand there with our mouth open watching the pirates retreat. So basically, we're saved?
It seems like it.
We stand there dumbfounded. Suddenly we hear a bunch of footsteps. This is literally like how everything ends. Like, all right, pirates are going, bye guys, had a fun time. And then we're like, what the fuck just happened? I love how this wraps up nicely like a Scooby-Doo episode. Sister, Keith, and everyone.
I'm so glad you're safe, Katerina.
Yeah, I was trying to not make out with your brother the whole time.
Lady Katerina! And your fiancé. I'm glad to see you three safe. And you guys too. You're awake.
Yes, my head still hurts a little, but nothing besides that. As soon as I see everyone safe, I feel a surge of fatigue. Sudden pirate attack, Ryle's plot, Frederick being the conspirator, and Maria being abducted. So much happened, but it's all finally over. We look at one another and all smile.
Yeah, and we're like, oh, Frederick was the one, and Ryle's over there like, yep, wasn't the premiere. We get to be Frederick now. Pirates tie me up and throw me on the floor. Clench my teeth and glare at them. Damn those pirates. How dare they get in the way of my plan? I feel like we're going to learn something else here, because I can't forgive them. I'm going to show them up if it's the last thing I do. Why won't anything go my way? Made a promise with... Close my eyes and I picture a scene unfolding before me. Memories of my childhood. Faces of my family that I despise.
This is interesting.
I do not recall ever having a moment where I felt my mother's love. You're such a fool! You have nothing going for you! You should at least be good at cleaning!
This is his stepmother. So his real mother probably died. So, okay, that's sad. And then you have a douchey stepmom. Oh my god, he's the Cinderella. Oh my god. But instead of just being a sad little waif who wants to go to a ball and marry a prince, he just hates all women. See? Do you see how this plays out? When a woman is neglected and mistreated by everybody around her, she just wants to marry a prince and, like, dress up mice. Okay?
But like when a man is mistreated by women, it's like all women are evil and must kill everyone, and they become douchebags and incels. Like that's some fucked up shit right there. Frederick, you had all the makings to becoming the perfect Cinderella. You could have been Fredderella. You were so perfect. You could have like dressed up mice and gone to a ball and married a prince. You know? Like whatever, but no, you gotta be a douchebag. Jesus. Don't try to murder people and shit. Anyway. The floor looks good on you. Ugh. Why do I have this despicable man as my stepbrother? Could you not come into our home? You should go sleep in the doghouse. Okay. Damn them. They're so annoying. So loud. Why are women such annoying beings? Hey, that's just your step family. They suck. Okay? It's not all women, dude. I endured the constant verbal abuse from my mother and sisters every day. Mother and sister, who would I not share blood with? Ever since my mother's passing and my father remarrying, there's no longer a place for me at home. He's literally fucking Cinderella. This is exactly a Cinderella story, but it is turning out like psychotic. I couldn't even consult my father, who was the only family I had left. Nothing changed. No, well, yes, you see, there's a little good in everyone. You just have to find it. The only good in the stepmom is the fact that she's letting you have sex with her. Like, dude, maybe pay attention to the children and how she's being a cunt. My father was weak. He always gave low-effort answers and avoided me. Those women always knew how to suck up to him. And also, your dad's a bad father. Right there. He obviously had to get remarried because he didn't know how to, like, actually do anything to take care of himself. You know, how a woman had to take care of him, so he had to get a stepmom to do it. And her and her daughters are cunts. So, like, poor Frederick. I feel bad for him. Like, still doesn't excuse you from turning into an incel. Like, dude, manage your fucking anger, okay? Again, this is a Cinderella plotline, and look at what Cinderella did with it, okay? She married a prince and became a princess. And you just became a douche. She should have handled it differently, man. Mother, I'd like a new coat, please. Oh, look at you, child. You love your father so much. Oh, that's stepmom. Never mind. Look at you, child. You love your father so much. Well, sure. Why not? A coat, huh? Why don't we go take a look next time we go out? Oh my, I love you, father. Ugh, that voice. Kissing up to him. So gross. Damn it. This is why women can't be trusted. I do feel really bad for him, for this is like the only example that was ever set for you about women is like these bitches and like just how they like suck up and lie and manipulate. And like I kind of get where if that's your only experience, 100% of the women you've ever met in your life are lying douchebags. But like, you know, 3 is not all the women in the world. I'm just saying. My stepmother seduced my father. Ever since then, he forgot all about my mother. No longer even called me by my name. Okay, that's fucked up. Even then, I still had a place there. Because I'm his only male son. As opposed to his female son? I feel like that was unnecessary. As an heir to the Erison? I think it's supposed to be Erison name. I lived a life where good food and quality living was guaranteed. However, when I was 13, my stepmother and my little brother, my value as the only living heir to the family name, was gone. I was tossed aside by my stepmother and sisters. Aww. That's why I wanted to solidify my social status and climb the ranks. I'd get back at my family who kicked me out. Yeah, I'm just saying we could fix him. I'm just saying we could fix him. Okay? Like, we could be like, not everyone, not all women are like the only 3 women you've ever met in your life, okay? Like, some of them are weird and like to climb trees. Okay? Like me. Okay? And eat food off floors. Because, like, 5-second rule, bitch. Whatevs. It's a donut. It landed face up. It's cool. It's fine. Floor's clean. If the floor is clean. Don't know. Just make sure there's no hair on it. You know what? If it's in your own house, whatever. I even have a plan. It's all thanks to one person. Sole individual who accepts me for who I am. Promised me. What, Norden? If I offer up a sorcier who wields magical powers, I would, in turn, give an unwavering social status, an honorable title. I want to meet their expectations. I want to show my family. The son they drove out of the family became a noble. The women would be jealous. But I failed. I kind of want to see what happens if he succeeds. Why do I want to see what happens when he succeeds? Something I should be able to do. Even if I'm tied by a rope, no matter how exhausted I am, not all hope is lost. So I thought. The Gwydion ship is nearing! I see the Royal Knight's flag! No. Hear from beyond the door, my jaw drops. The Navy. But the Royal Knights? If plot becomes public to them, my head isn't the only thing I'm gonna lose. If I attempt to run off with the girl with light magic, I'd definitely get caught. There's no way I'd make it. Hang my head low. No longer have the strength left to stand.
Yeah, see, if you hadn't tried to kill us, right? Well, but I don't think Ryle was going to be like, oh, it was Frederick. He and I were in cahoots together. I don't think. I mean, because what was Lord Norden? Like, we know he was doing evil shit and trying to get to Maria. So, like, was Frederick, like, do you think there were, like, two separate plots going on then? I mean, like, obviously, like, it sounds like Frederick had his own plot. But, like, we know Norden had a plot too, so it's like, two of them were in cahoots. Somebody was in cahoots with Ryle, and then the other person was absolutely on their own, doing their own thing, trying to capture Marie, and it's like, whoa, wait a minute. Whoa, 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 whoa. One Scooby-Doo episode at a time, motherfucker. Like, okay. Interesting. A lot of cahooting going on. Like, and nobody's in cahoots. Like, it's like, shit. Anyway. Huh. I like getting that little introspection into him, though. It's interesting. A few hours later, the Royal Knights rescue us on their ship. They make a stop at a nearby island. The vinculum's a lot more damaged than anticipated due to the explosion. They're afraid the ship won't make it back to Sorcier. Really? All that's left to do is wait for the Sorcier ship to swing along and pick us up. We decide to wait at the nearby mansion. The pirate mansion? I'm amazed at how large this mansion is. For an island of this size to house a mansion as large as this, it's weird. They're like, we stop at an island and then we're hanging out at this mansion that happens to be here. Weird. This is the pirate's mansion. Whose house is? Are they going to tell us whose house this is? Sir, this used to be the hideout for the Weiss pirates. We've taken control over it before everyone else landed. What? And does that mean you have arrested Silva and his men? No, unfortunately most of the pirates had already escaped. Only a few were left behind and have already been arrested. Oh, okay, I was like, do they know? And then Silva's about to walk in his front door like, the fuck is happening? I see. I guess they really are fast at running. No wonder the Quid Navy is struggling. This island's on the Blanc Sea. It must be difficult to chase them in the fog. I see. So this is the Blanc Sea. But their hideout was seized, huh? They changed their hunting ground. They not only failed at the attack, but their hideout was taken too. That must be a big loss for them. I'm starting to feel bad for the pirates. Keith looks at me and lets out an exasperated sigh. Sister, come on. You really don't have to feel sympathy towards those pirates. I guess I don't, but they did a lot, but for some reason I can't get myself to hate them. They did save Maria. Looking back, I feel like the possibility of Silva being the secret character is the highest. Frederick's the culprit who abducted Maria. He probably isn't a secret character, but the villain in the fan disc. I also thought Rozzy may be another secret character, but I didn't have much contact with Rozzy either, even when we reunited. Yeah, he ran off to get a fire extinguisher and never showed back up. Well, I'm really glad to find you all safe. I have to go fix the ship, so we'll see you around. Okay, Katerina? Our goodbye was casual. Rozzy called out to me, and he didn't even look at Maria. But Silva saved Maria, right? Then I guess Silva could be the secret character. Oh, I wonder if Silva saving Maria is a romance event on the fan disc. Then maybe we're in the middle of Silva's unrequited love end route. Also, so much has happened, I had half forgotten that I'm in the fan disc story. There are no more pirates. The Royal Knight saved us. I feel like there's nothing that indicates Katarina's doom end. No, sweetie, I love how the fact that she's like, we might be in an unrequited love end for this other character, and then all of a sudden Alan's going to kiss you, and you're like, well, wait a minute, what? Either the ending for the fan disc has been safely determined, or this being a fan disc could have been a misunderstanding. Or else Katarina Clay's The Villainess would never have Alan say such things to her. I look up and see Alan staring at me. We make eye contact. Because she's having these thoughts in her head, and so she's like, you can imagine the expressions on her face as all this is happening. Ellen immediately looks away, awkwardly. That in turn makes me feel awkward. To make such a face, that means he really meant it in that way, right? I assume he meant he thinks I'm important to him in a friend kind of way. However, his attitude just makes it hard for me to think like that. Hey, Katarina, did something happen? Oh, what? No, nothing at all. I shake my head and keep my distance from Alan, who's now standing around Maria and Mary. Frodo's still watching me, so I don't think he believes anything I just said. And from then on, we're questioned by knights non-stop with no breaks. A few hours later, we decide to head to the cafeteria for dinner. This has gotta be now that we've been rescued and everything, it's gotta be the end. Okay, hold on. Yeah, okay, that memory scenario is that was the last choice. We have no more choices, so obviously we knew we were getting our happy end, but yes, okay. Wow, this looks delicious. For dinner, they set up a wide array of quid cuisine. It seems rather extravagant. The amount of food makes it feel more like a banquet. I'm happy, but it's so extravagant I can't believe it. Wonder who made all this. Supposedly the chefs who were held hostage on the vinculum cooked it. Oh, really? Yes, while I was being questioned, I overheard one of the chefs talking. When the pirates had us hostages, the chefs continued to cook for us while under surveillance. I guess they felt bad the banquet ended after 2 days, despite having all these menu items in mind. And the chefs were like, we wanted people to taste our food, man. So that's why they're making it now. It seems like it. So thankful for that. I haven't eaten enough quid food yet. Eating quid cuisine was definitely something I had been looking forward to. Now that I have the chance, it's truly exciting. I'm digging right in. I dive right into the food, and the meat's absolutely delicious. I'm in awe. This is so delicious. I wonder what this tastes like. I eat the quid dishes plated on big plates, one after the other. I've been running away from pirates lately that I haven't eaten properly in a while. My first real meal in a long time. This is good, and this? Also good. Hey, sister, don't eat too much. You'll get a stomachache again. I'll be fine. I'll regret it if I miss out on some quid cuisine. Don't say I didn't tell you so when you get a stomachache later. Forget that. Come on, everyone, eat. This meat is super delicious. I notice no one else is eating and urge them all to do so. Everyone gives me an amused smile and slowly begins to eat. The flavoring of quid dishes are unique. It's pretty tasty. Yes, I heard the ship coming tomorrow will be from Sorcier. I guess this is our last chance to eat them. Huh, tomorrow? Someone's getting us already? Yeah, supposedly there's a Sorcier ship that happens to be nearby. I heard they're gonna drop by. And tomorrow the Quid nobles will head back to Quid with the king's personal ship. It seems we'll be returning to Sorcier. We'll be returning on the Sorcier ship. Wow, I can't read. I'm so glad. I thought it'd be a long time before we were picked up. But this really is our last chance to eat quid dishes. And I should truly pig out. That way there are no regrets. Ooh, this fish dish is delicious. I want someone to share this moment with me. I look around to share my opinion on the dishes when I catch a glimpse of someone who isn't touching any of the food. Of course, it's Alan. words, Alan. You're not going to eat? This fish dish is really delicious.
Well,
He blushes, and then I remember. Oops! I forgot things were awkward with him. The food's so distracting that I forgot. Seeing his face bright red once again, I remember all the things he said to me. What do I do? I feel awkward. My eyes don't know where to look, so I look at Keith, who's sitting nearby. Well, what about you, Keith? You want a bite of this? It's super good. Oh, I'm eating the same thing now. Oh, that's right. Ugh, things are so messed up. I just want to hide and focus on eating.
Katerina, you're sure eating a lot. Are you really okay?
If you eat too much, you'll get sick again. I'll be alright, I really will.
They're both like, ugh.
Everyone falls silent, looking like they want to say something. Silence is heavy. I can't stand it. All I can do is focus on eating my food. And then I get a stomachache. Ooh, or Alan.
This isn't good. And while we were all eating together, trying desperately to avoid Mary and Jordo's gaze, it's because I've been acting weird. They're absolutely suspicious of me. I mean, I didn't expect Katerina to just talk to me. Katerina forgets things easily. I bet anything she was too busy thinking about her food that she forgot about me. But she remembers now because of my reaction. Moments like this when I need to take a page out of Jordo's book. Jordo's good at keeping a straight face. No matter what happens, he can always wear a smile. Jealous of him. Just need to hurry, finish eating, and make some excuse to get out of here. I'm sure my twin brother would see through my lie, but I have no choice. Just want to get out of here. I try to look at the door, but I accidentally lock eyes with Katerina instead. Our eyes meet. Katerina looks somewhat troubled and embarrassed as she looks at me. That look alone is enough for my head to feel light. Quickly turn my head away. That expression. She's cheating. Katerina blushes while looking at me. Could a man stay level-headed when the woman he likes is staring at him like that? This is bad. I need to go somewhere Katerina is not. I'll go mad if I'm in the same space as Katerina any longer. And the questioning earlier was tough too. I was with Katerina the past few days. We were even questioned together by the nights. However, every time I recalled our memories together, it became uncomfortable. It was hard to keep my cool. I managed to explain myself, but my next challenge is how to avoid Jordo and the others. I glance over at them, and all their focus is on me. Their faces are full of suspicion. Yeah, seriously. Look at their faces. They're all looking at him glaring. This is supposed to be a cordial event, yet I somehow feel threatened. I feel like I'm sitting in a bed of needles. But if I give them any hint on my face, they'll corner me later. Try my best to conceal my emotions and eat like normal.
After we all finish dining, the knights lead us to our room. Finally, I can catch my breath. The men's and women's rooms are separate, so Alan and the others aren't there. Thank goodness I'm in a different room. If we had the same room, I wouldn't be able to rest peacefully. I could barely talk with Alan in the dining room earlier. We were awkward the entire time. I feel relief that it's only me and the girls now. I sit down on the sofa, and that's when Mary, Sophia, and Maria approach me. Lady Katerina, I hope you're doing okay. I'm so glad, so happy to know you're safe. The whole time we were apart, I was so worried. Sophia... Ever since Silva took you away, I was so anxious. We were discussing ways to sneak out and look for you. Oh, I didn't know. You looked troubled even when we were heading to this room. Are you okay? Did something happen? Nothing in particular happened, but... Maria, completely aware of what's happening, looks over at me and just smiles. Seems like she plans on keeping quiet about what's happening between Alan and me. Well, so much happened. I was a little tired. I'm sure everyone is even more tired. They inhaled the atomizer and fell unconscious. They were taken away. I recall all that's happened to my friends. Just as Riles said, there were no side effects from the chemicals, so the doctor did say they should be fine physically. But were you okay, Maria? After you were taken away, did they do anything to you? I press for answers. Maria looks confused, but nods her head.
Yeah, I'm okay. I did lose consciousness, but Silva saved me. Thank you for your concern, Lady Katerina.
Maria speaks shyly as she talks about Silva. Her expression, I wonder if Maria fell for Silva after he saved her. You better fucking not, girl. We may not be in a boat, but I'll punt you. I'll punch you into the sea, bitch. Don't stay away from my pirate. In a Tome game, if some handsome pirate came to the rescue, there's definitely an event that comes with it, right? Me falling in love with him. If that's what made Maria fall for him, then this could very well be Silva's unrequited love end. I'm suddenly saddened that I lost the opportunity to support my friend's romance opportunity. But this isn't a Tome game. There were endings where characters reunite years later for a happy ending. I'm sure there's still hope. At the very least, Silva hasn't been caught by the knights yet, so there's a chance. I'll be praying for that possibility. Girl, shut your mouth! Silva belongs to me. I wonder what Frederick's motive was for all of this. Was he struggling financially?
I actually heard something during the second day of the party.
And Mary shares the story. Frederick was born into a lower-class noble family. When he was young, his mother passed away. When his father remarried, his stepmother and sisters bullied him his entire life. He was the only male heir until he was 13 years old and his stepbrother was born. After that, he was abandoned. That right there is all you need to know about why he has a shitty attitude and he's a horrible person and he just needs to be hugged. But, like, he's going to need to do some of the work. A lot of the work to get past his lady hate, okay?
That's the information I obtained. So if that's true, he could have wanted to show them what he's capable of. Well, I didn't know.
Wow, Mary is knowledgeable. Actually, Frederick did mention trying to prove something to his family.
It's possible that based on Prince Alan's statement, he was arrested by the knights. The full capacity of his wrongs will soon be exposed.
See, he's been arrested. I didn't know what became of him after he was tied up and taken away by the pirates. I guess he was taken care of. But he tried to abduct Maria, and he collaborated with Ryle, a quid admiral and a sorcier noble working together to get involved in human trafficking. Truly horrible story. But thanks to the pirates attacking, which is ironic, it all ended before it could happen. So glad. All that's left is for us to spend the night here and return to Sorcier. Truly long few days this has been. Still feel like I'm in a dream.
Something must have happened between her and Prince Alan. He had her to himself the past few days. I better figure it out later. Ah, or I can use this opportunity. Lady Katerina, if you don't want to return to Sorcier, I will go anywhere with you.
Thank you? I wonder what's come over Mary. Oh, maybe she wanted to travel to Quid.
That's right. If we just escape the kingdom, she won't have to get married. I've already prepared for everything. All I have to do is...
Mary starts to go off on a tangent and mutters to herself.
Why don't we all go to sleep? It seems like we have to wake up early tomorrow.
Oh, you're right. I'm tired anyway. Let's turn in for the night. Although the doctor said they were fine, they had inhaled chemicals. I'm worried about everyone's health.
Sorry, buddy.
We have to prepare for our trip tomorrow. I think it's best we go to sleep early. We stop talking, prepare for bed, and go to sleep.
Sorry, you were squeaking to me. I was petting you. No need to be bitey.
However, I can't fall asleep. Normally I'd be fast asleep when I lay down, but I just can't. Sorcier's ship that happened to be cruising nearby will come get us tomorrow, so we have to sleep early, but I hear everyone snoring as I lay in bed, tossing and turning. So much happened this afternoon, I guess I haven't fully relaxed yet. Besides, every time I close my eyes, I remember the few days I spent with Alan. Mary?
Oh, yeah, flashback to that CG with the. No, 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 leave! Pinning me down on the sofa. Ugh. Oh, yeah, pinning in the clock. All of his CGs are great.
I feel flustered just thinking about it. The time I spent with Alan was pretty intimate. And
Didn't I just tell you how important you are to me?
voice is still ringing in my ears. And Alan acting awkward afterwards. His face, when realizing I was safe, kind smile and eyes. What do I do? Silva even added to it. This prince loves you as a woman. I still can't forget Alan's face when Silva said it, like he was right. Now we blushed during our meal. So, does that mean Alan has a crush on me? But why? I don't even recall anything that would make him fall for me. Honestly, don't know why. But seeing how Alan is acting, I know this isn't all in my head either. If I get on our returning ship feeling like this, I know the others will be worried, assuming something happened between us. I don't know what to do anymore. All I know is that I can't stay like this. That's right. I need to talk it out with Alan. When we return to Sorcier, our second year at the academy will start. We may start it on the wrong foot. School life shouldn't be wasted. I want to live my school life how I usually do with my beloved friends. I'm sure Alan does too. How I usually do. I imagine that situation and now I feel a different set of emotions. No idea what it means. Regardless, I don't want to live my life awkwardly with Alan. But how am I going to talk about this with him? I have to figure out my own feelings. But no matter how much I think on it, I can't come up with a solution. There's no point continuing to stress over this. I should get some fresh air, gaze at the stars, and think. After tossing and turning for a little bit longer, I finally decide to get out of bed. I change and make sure the others don't wake up as I sneak out of my room. Most people just throw on a robe. Oh, Alan's gonna do the same thing. Well, you knew when she was like, I'm gonna go look at the stars. Alan's gonna be there. Ugh. After parting ways with the girls, we return to our room. Jordo's pressing me on what happened the past few days. I finally escape and I'm in bed. I pretend to sleep. Jordo finally gives up and he too goes to sleep. I hear Keith and Nickel breathing. However, I know I can't face tomorrow like this either. At this rate, I won't be able to face Katerina tomorrow. I know that I should go to sleep in preparation for tomorrow's journey. If I lack sleep, I may get seasick. But I don't think I can fall asleep. Of course, it's because I have Katerina on my mind. I keep replaying the scene of when I told her my feelings. Didn't I just tell you how important you are to me? Ugh! Another playback and my heart is racing. Can't sleep like this. Get out of bed. Scratch my head in frustration and stand by the window, staring out for a moment. This time, I thought I was hiding my feelings. Worked hard so I can smile when Katerina looks happy with my twin brother. But in the end, all of my feelings are exposed. To make things worse, I did it in front of Maria and Lady Werder. I can't take those words back. Knowing them, I'm sure they'd keep quiet, but who knows what would happen if the others find out. I'm the most afraid of Jordo. I recall how scary his smile was earlier. Groan internally. If he finds out that I confessed my feelings to Katerina, if he finds out I accidentally kissed her, who knows what would happen. But I know that it'll come out on her own. I know that it'll come out on our way back to Sorcier. I have to do something before that. I still can't forget Katerina's surprised face when I confessed. I know she looked embarrassed before we got to the island. But what am I supposed to say? I think there's only one thing I can say. And because I know, I feel a pain in my chest. I have to say it, right? It's best to just pretend everything didn't happen and go back to the way things were. That's how it should be. Because Katerina's my brother's fiancée.
No matter how much I want her, I'm not allowed to have these feelings. But the timing is important. I can't afford us to act awkwardly on our way back to Sorcier. But I can't think of an opportunity to talk with Katerina until tomorrow. I sigh and look out the window again. Just then, I see a familiar silhouette. Oh, here's my conundrum. We've got a few minutes, but I feel like this is going to be the confess, and then we're going to have the end, and then, little end credits and all of that stuff like that. And it's like, do we stop now? Because I don't want to go super long on this part like we went last time. But, like, you know, I also don't want the next part to be super short, but I don't want this one to be, like, super long and then the next part short, or, like, this one's, like, a little shorter than normal and then the other one's super long. Like, you know what I mean? But I think I'm going to cut it here because the other part was really long. And then we will probably wrap up the game in the next part. I mean, aside from the bad endings, but I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.